Last week's deck needed a little bit more horsepower. Did I make these adjustments purely to make that joke? No? Nah, I'm joking. So, we are running it back here with the No Sideboard Lesson deck, 60 card Niv Mizzet Bring to Light deck for fun, but we are running the Color Storm Stallion. This is from the Secrets of Strixhaven set. It is 1 blue and red for a free elemental horse with Ward, 1 and Haste, and Opus, where basically if you cast it into a sorcery spell it has prowess, but if you spend 5 or more mana to cast it, you make a token that's a copy of this. Now I've run into this in the ladder in testing for some casual games that are coming up, and wow, it can go nuts if you make 5 or 6 horses. But I had a playset from opening all the money I saved from not spending money on that Commander set TMNT, so I had a Color Storm playset and I wanted to try him out in this deck. Now there's obviously not going to be as much synergy here as the standard Opus deck, we're not even fully combo, but I like it as a free haste out of nowhere, you know, Randy Orton RKO out of nowhere. So let's go over it again with the standard responses. So our first target, we want to win a game. Easy enough. We'd also like to target 2, win an entire match. Target 3 revolves around our newest addition, the Color Storm Stallion. We want to have 4 of them on the battlefield. How we get this doesn't matter. If it's casting 4 of them because we drew all 4, or if it's casting 1 and cloning it twice. Well, triggering its clone twice because it'll clone into 2 and then clone into 3. That'll go on from there. Our 4th target is the same as previous works. It's going to be the Paradigm. Now we have got one additional thing here. We have the Germination Practerium, which is the missing lesson from previously, where it's 5 mana, put 2 1/1 counters on each creature you control. So nice little synergy here with the horse is if you cast this with a horse on the battlefield, you will copy the horse, then this resolves putting counters on both horses. So nice way to work around it. The other lessons also do work really nicely with the horse. The blue paradigm copying a horse every upkeep, the white paradigm returning a horse, and then the blue one copying it, then the green one putting counters on it. Basically, we want to ultimately have a paradigm every match here. That's our 4th target. And our final target here, which is not really out there, but something I want to do, is I want Color Storm to copy itself off a Bring to Light. Now, obviously, we don't have another 5-mana sorcery that we can grab, but what I'd like to do is have a Color Storm, Bring to Light, make another Color Storm, grab Niv, or do whatever we're doing, and so on and so forth. So those are our targets. Let's get to some gameplays and see if horsepower can get us there. Game 1 with this lesson deck with a little bit more horsepower, and I will make that joke every game we play. Opponent starts with a Baterius Skullweaver, so this could be a Death Touch or a Toxic Tribal. Let's see what they do. Alright, they just swing in. I'm going to shock and hold up. This is a bit risky because if they have green, so they could have protection magic. Mild-mannered Library. Okay, opponent's on some kind of brew, or are they playing the intro deck? I don't know, but let's get 1 horse down. So 1 horse is down. So I'm going to just double check my targets here. Alright, they're checking out the Color Storm. There's a bit of triumph, paying a life and 1 extra cost. That's okay. I think we get our boy Edgar down. I do love ourselves an Edgar. Ooh, there's an Aramin. Interesting. We have Bring to Light here, so we could get a target 5 here if we Color Storm into a Bring to Light. I think the best bet here is swing in with Edgar and see if they want to trade Death Touches. They do, fine. Edgar will flip into his coffin. Color Storm will come down second main, which seems a little inefficient, but if we can whiff a removal with a removal, sorry. If we can avoid a removal here, we should be alright. Okay, they've plussed up the Mild Mannered, so it's now a werewolf. I should look at that cycle, because I know the black one is a demon, because I used it in a budget list previously. Alright, we take 3 here, we're down to 13. Alright, shock in. Let's do this. Bring to light. So, target 5 acquired. We managed to bring to light copy and opus. Niv Mizzet.
Reload.
Alright, there's a reload. Crime Sessions is good, so we could grab a paradigm spell. Oh, there's a Stallion again, hitting them down. But actually, I think they're just dead if they don't have removal here. Okay, there's a Reverend. That will let them block Niv, gain life, block a Stallion. Yeah, they can survive this if they don't attack in. Niv trades with a Reverend, Stallion trades with one of the Mild Mannered, and then they're good. Alright, so shock in. Let's Cram Session here. I'm trying to figure out. Alright, so Cram Session. Well, we don't have enough for a dissertation. I think Practition's going to be the best one. Let's do it. Practition, this is where it gets busted, and swing in. So that's target 1 in game 1. We got a alright, target 1, we won a match. We also had a paradigm spell active, so we'll take that. Okay, no red for the Stallion, but we do have double, well, we have 1 removal spell. Okay, a bit risky, but we can keep it. Alright, they seem to be Jund. Okay, so we can play slower land here. There's another Death Touch creature. Are they Jund Death Touch or... don't know. Play a land tapped. We can hold up either a Vanishing Verse or Tyrant Scorn as the situation dictates. I think it's better to just play so. We still need red here. Conform it. Alright, let's take out the thing because we don't want a toxic. There's a Stallion. Swings in. That council's interesting. It's basically like Beastmaster's Ascension, but for gaining life. Tribute to Hunger. Nice. Play land tapped. I'm going to hold up here because we can go for a Cosmic Rebirth on the horse into a Bring to Light. Sinister Monolith. Gain. Okay. Wait, is that actually... That's from Bloomberg. Is that actually the... What, Nahiri crate? Wait. Alright, we're going for another color shift into Niv here. Color Storm is really pretty solid here. Alright, 4 cards added to hand, swing for 7. Alright, do they have a board wipe? They have a Hero's Downfall. They need a blocker for the Stallion, basically. But we do have Cram Sessions into another Paradigm spell, which I think is beyond lethal. Let's see what they do on their turn. They might be a bit awkward here. They might have a removal spell with like 2 mana that they don't have to pay the ward. Wither Bloom gains 5 life. They're up to 19. Nice. Up to 20. But this is going to be a slaughter. So, Cram Session. Germination. Cast Germination. Copy both horses. 4 horses are on the battlefield. Over 20 damage. Damn. The target 3 is obtained and target 2. Damn. More horsepower. Game 2. Let's see what happens here. Alright, we see a Yorion, which is potentially rough. Oh, blue-black into Storm Chasers. Yes, this is blue-black self-bounce. So, yeah, there's not much to say about this. This deck probably crushes us, if I'm honest. We're more of a casual fun brew, and this is a brew deck, but it's very much a counterplay to us, particularly if we're not going to draw any lands. Honestly, though, Can we admit Bloomburrow was a mistake now? There are so many mistake cards in the set. Yeah, Storm Chaser's talent and like, how was Storm Chasers avoided a ban in all these formats? Honestly, it should have gone years ago. Yeah, we didn't draw any lands, so we concede there. If you actually look at the amount of things like Hopeless Nightmare, This Town Ain't Big Enough, and all the other stuff that got banned because Storm Chaser's talent had to live. Like, why? For those who aren't aware, Storm Chaser's talent's ability is that you can, basically, if you level up to level 2, you get an instant of sorcery back. So if you get something like, well, the current one in Standard is Boomerang Basics, but in a This Town Ain't Big Enough, you can constantly just bounce a spell over and over, bounce your opponent's permanents, keep stuff down. It's an insanely powerful ability that I've built like an entire deck around. But honestly, like, I don't think it's yeah, Coalition Relic from the opponent. That's just me wishing for bans that will never probably happen. Hopeless Nightmare, we're going to discard Tyrant Scorn. Fear of Isolation bounces the relic, drawing a card. Yep. Crown Session, I think we should get the Environmental Sciences, just get all the colours that we can get here. Play a land, pass back. There's a Shieldred. Don't have an answer to a Shieldred. There's a Bring to Light, so we'll use that now. I think we're going to Valky and get the Shieldred. Maybe a board wipe there would have been better. Yeah, probably board wipe would have been better there. Because they also have bounce effects, so Shieldred, yeah, I think I misplayed there. Honestly, I checked out because Storm Chaser's talent-centered decks, they just kind of burnt me out of a lot of things. Yep, they're Storm Chasers. My rule when you play against these decks, reload. My rule when I play against these decks is pretty simple. If they demonstrate that they have something with self-bounce effect, and they have a Storm Chaser's talent, and they're ahead, I just concede, because it's an insurmountable thing to come back from. They'll probably have an Edict effect, like a Momentum Breaker here to just kill us off. No, okay, nowhere to run, so they must have double nowhere to run. Oh no, Fear of Isolation, nowhere to run, comes back, yep. Niv's dead, hits us for 6. Just gonna play Edgar. Pass back. Another Storm Chaser's talent, so they're targeting their own stuff. This looks bad. If this is This Town Ain't Big Enough, I think I'd concede. I think I probably did concede looking at the rest of the video here. This Town Ain't Big Enough, yeah, that's pretty much it. Because now they can replay Hopeless and Storm Chasers level up a loop and we can't play the game. So, yep, Storm Chasers talent should be banned. My last word. Final game of Horsepower here. We did miss on our second game for having a Paradigm active. So we cannot get all targets, unfortunately. However, we did get everything else. So let's just see what we're up against. Okay, Candy Trail leaves me to believe this could be in Soul Artifact. Blue, White, and Soul's a bit slower. So this could be the, what is the name of it? The Simulacrum deck. Synthesizer. The Construct Army Maker. Yep, there it is. Oh dear. Right, we need a spell that gets rid of that. Well, that's not it, but a horse will help. So, horse. Alright. Okay, let's go for combat here. They hit down to 14. Now, Simulacrum cares about artifacts entering, so when they are tapped a bit more down, I will Vanishing Verse it. Get lost on the horse, yep. I'm thinking, ooh, Franz Spider, interesting. Third horse, so let's go Edgar and map. Draw a card, shock in, Edgar map. Ooh, I'll keep a Niv on top, thank you very much. This will be a good indication if they have counter magic. One of the things they could be running is Metallic Rebuke, which is blue, tap 2 artifacts. Well, blue and 2, but has improvise. Right, I'm going to go to combat first and see if Edgar gets through. He does not, they block it, interesting. I'm going to pass here. I'm going to Helix them now in response. They clearly have something because they're holding up mana. Alright, there's a red. I do love when they basic land check me because I run all the basics I need. Okay, yep. You know what? I'm thinking we run a horse. 3 steps ahead, so they did have counter magic for the Niv, yep. Hit them with Edgar, puts them down to 5. They sack to draw a card, desperation draw I think there. Simulacrum Synthesizer, okay. Shock in. They still have 3 mana, so I'm going to go with another horse. Interesting. There's a get lost, paying the ward. Hit with Edgar, puts him down to 4. Let's get a map. Oh, we'll keep that. Put another map on. So Edgar is now a 7/7. Oh, there's a snare to take Edgar. Okay. Is it worth... Alright, let's kill the construct. I'm still playing around here because it could very easily be that they have a Metallic Rebuke here. Okay, land tapped. End step, I'm going to shock them, see if they have something because there's stops. Alright, let's go for the Helix. Yep, 3 steps ahead. They had to go for that. Okay, we're down to 12. Play the land, play Edgar, play the Niv. They're Voltaic, looking for a card. They found one. Oop. Nice. Okay, Cram Sessions. We do not have double blue, black or double white. I'm thinking I grab the Containment Breach maybe. I could get Boomerang Basics. We can't cast anything currently, but it's next turn. Alright, I think our best bet is we're going to grab the Restoration Seminar. We can't currently cast it, but it's something that we can scare them with. Alright, there's a Get Lost on Niv. Braided Net makes a construct. They're crafting, which will then flip and make another artifact. They make that, make another artifact. We go down to 2. But thankfully, we have a biotech, and we're going to kill you with one of the maps you gave us. Nice. Man, we only drew 1 Vanishing Verse that game. Alright, let's run it back. They really showed respect to the horses. They literally... Oh, we got a little spider on the desk. Alright, run it back. In Seto. Okay. Oh, we had to mulligan into oblivion. Alright, pass it back. So I was just wrestling the spider off the desk. I just wanted to put him outside. Alright, mulligan. Wow, we are going down to 5. Alright, we guess we're keeping 5. Let's hope that a biotech and a cram session is enough to get us out of this. There's a biotech. And out of respect for biotech, gotta love it. Okay, let's grab the blue here. Then we have every color. There's a simulacrum, so I think now we're gonna have to get the origin of metal bending to get rid of that. Origin of metal bending, get rid of that immediately. We need white mana. There's the stone brain. Alright, what are they going to choose? They choose Bring to Light, double hit in our hand, which is nice because we could draw another option here. Draw 2. There's a white, so let's get Edgar down. Let's crack a map. Draws us a land. Land's always good. Yeah, you can basically check me all day, bruv. I have every color I need. Pass back, shock in, let's use a map. Biotech's fun. Swing in for 5. I love that biotech puts the fear of I honestly should probably play some more synergistic treasure decks with biotech because the amount of fear people have for this is crazy. Oh no, we've got to check he has white mana. Yep, we do. Thank you. You thinned out my deck even more and I have all the colors I need now. Alright, swing in with Edgar. It looks like they kept this deck on the strength of 1 Simulacrum and more probably the Stone Brain. Ah, you gotta love Edgar. Flips back. He always comes back. I might have to dust off the old Edgar Brawl deck. Well, the Edgar Appreciation deck, where I literally just had a deck that was me messing around with... Alright, yep, you can use your 3rd Demolition Field. That was just me checking they aren't running Field of Ruins. Oh, there's an Urza. So they're looking to make the Urza Planeswalker here. Play land shocked in. We'll wait a turn, see what they go for. Alright, they did have counter magic, so they go for 3 steps, drawing 2 cards, discarding. Clearly they're looking for the stone here. Oh, there's a Fran Spider, so let's cycle. Cosmic Rebirth's fun. Alright. Well, let's rebirth a biotech and see if they want to respond to this. Because it's very clear they probably have another 3 steps ahead. Yep, there it is. They fully tap out now. Alright, what we got? Cram session. We have 6, but we don't have double. We do have double black, right? Yeah, so I think Decorum Dissertation's just better here. And then we'll cast the Decorum Dissertation on ourselves, drawing 2 cards. Play land tapped, swing in with everything. They go down to 6. There's the Might and the Meek Stone. Swing in. I'm going to keep the vampire here because, yep, they meld Urza. Exile Edgar. They can get another activation here. They +2, make a Fran Spider. There's a Color Storm Stallion. What else do we draw? 2nd Stallion. Nice. Okay, so actually this is enough. So Stallion. Yeah, hold on. Let's make sure that we don't that we tap what we don't need. Stallion, Stallion. Destroy the Fran Spider. Hasty full fours for victory. And yep, good game. Even with an Urza, we won. More horsepower, baby.